It's okay, 15 here. I thought I should make this video called Apple Quality. And the reason for that is because Apple's quality in devices, laptops, basically anything they manufacture is complete shit. And this video is going to be me telling you and showing you how I've discovered this. Now, for a little background, I've been fixing iPhones, MacBooks, all Apple products basically ever since 2008. I have loved working on Apple products. They were fun. I loved the quality. Old MacBooks, with the optical drive, those things were built to last. And even though they had an optical drive and people said that was a downside, I don't think it was. Apple tries to manipulate the way people think, and they manipulate them by making them think that the things that aren't good actually are good. Let's take a look at this, okay? They make an Apple MacBook Air, right? And they make a commercial of you being able to put it into an envelope, bragging about how thin it is. But realistically, if you think about a device being thinner, that's worse in every possible aspect because you have a smaller battery, less time to use the phone, less machinery inside of it, obviously, because they can't fit as much in it. And then that means that it is bogged down further than the ones that were built up because it doesn't have as much in it. But people don't think about that. Apple tries to manipulate people into thinking that the things that are shit that save them money by doing are good things. And it's been working for so long, and now they've gotten to the point where they came out with an iPhone 7. This all started turning to shit at the iPhone 5. That's when the quality really dramatically decreased. But now they come out with an iPhone 7, and they don't have a headphone jack on it, and they expect people to accept that. And no, I'm still not accepting that. I still hate it. It makes everything so much more difficult to fucking play music and charge your phone even, because you can't do them both at the same time. And I can't even understand how people would even be able to accept this, because it's such a stupid decision. But I thought it was a joke even when I first heard that they're taking the headphone jack away. But then when they do, they're able to get away with it, and people eventually accept it. I can't, but other people do. And then the whole market moves on to buy their next phone with even fucking less shit to make it an actual quality phone. It has no home button. It has a stupid notch in the top of the screen, which actually gets some of your view out of the picture because it's a chunk missing of the screen. Who thought that was a good idea? I don't know. But there's a chunk missing of the screen. That's also a downside. And the quality, the material, the aluminum, the strength of the devices each time around is worse because they use cheaper materials. And now the main aspect of the video is showing how my phone is complete garbage, and it's an iPhone 7. Now, I had an iPhone 6 and a 6S before this, and they were amazing. The 6, it bent a little tiny bit. That's expected, right? Because it had a bending problem. And in the 6S, it didn't bend at all. It had zero bending problems. I had that phone for 2 years, and it worked perfectly. I never had a single problem with it except the battery declining. And then once they updated it, they obviously made the updates worse so that when you update it to the latest version, it would make it slower so that you'd want to update to the newest phone. That's what Apple does all of the time. And then when you update to the newer phone, you're stuck with it, and you can't go back to the older one because they took away the features with the updates and made it slower. So you're stuck with this piece of shit that they completely fucked up and made as cheap as they could. It costs them like 30 cents to make this, probably wherever they do it. And they charge us $800 for this piece of shit, right? And we buy it because you think that it's innovative, it's the new product, so it's better than the other one. But that's not how it is anymore. And I'm going to show that to you right now because this is the iPhone 7. Okay, I had the iPhone 6 and the 6S. I had the 6S for 2 years, no problems, no bending, nothing. I loved the phone. The only problem with it is that the updates were making it slower, and that the battery was degrading. So yeah, and then when the battery starts degrading, they keep on pushing it into the peak power mode so that it goes slower, so that you don't think it's a good phone. They always want you to have reasons to try to get you to buy the newer phone. And this phone right here is an iPhone 7, pretty new, right? A lot newer than the 6S. And look at this. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this very well. I got the flash on, but there's actually, let me get to the bottom here. There's actually multiple spots that are bent. Okay, I wish I could turn this flash off so that I could better demonstrate this. Maybe I can here. Yeah, I can, okay. So yeah, multiple spots where it's bent. Let me see if I can show this here. So yeah, it's bent right where the charger is. It's bent right on the side. It's bent on the other side. And you really can't even get a good look at this. Like, I'm trying to show it as best I can in this lighting, but it's really, really, really not easy to do. See, there's a bend there. And the screen, this is the main thing I want to show. Now, the screen is actually popping out. Now, it wasn't that bad originally. It just kept getting worse. And I don't know why it bends like this, but if I unplug the charger, you can see it's really fucking bent. It's really bent. And I didn't do that That's from being in my pocket. That's 100% from being in my pocket, but they would say that I dropped it or something. I did not drop it. This is from being in my pocket, 100% being in my pocket. And the parts where it's popping out, eventually it started clicking in when I was using it, and it seems like the more I'd use this phone, the more I have in my pocket, the metal would just form that way. Like the metal just coincidentally forms this way over time, slowly bending to make the screen pop out. And it starts at the very bottom here where it plugs in. That's where it started. At first was a very tiny bend like this, right? Like just like that, a tiny bend, and then it got like that, and then like that, right? And then when it gets to that point, it forces the screen to pop out. And this is just from being in my pocket. The phone has literally been in my pocket. Look at it. It has no damage. Where do you see a dent on this thing? Let me clean it down, because all the dust looks like it may be scuffs and stuff, but oh, I got the screen to pop back in a little bit. But look at this. Like, there's literally, that's from being inside of a case at one point. That's not an actual mark. And it's clean. There's not a single mark on it. It's brand freaking new. Look at this. Look at the glass. I'll wipe down the front glass. I mean, look at that. That is pretty much brand new. And then on the side, the screen is popping out. Bent there, popping out. Bent there the most. Like, how do you miss this? I swear what they did is they made better quality metal for the iPhone 6s, because the 6 was bending a lot too. And then right when the 6s was ended and they made the 7, they probably went back to the shit material again, because they had that one generation where it didn't use the shit material. So now they're back to it again. And look at this. It's complete garbage. I would rather have the 6S on iOS 10 than this fucking phone any day. But of course, Apple doesn't even let you do that, because apps are only required to work on the fucking iOS, I think it is 12 now. So you can't really even do much on the older phones, because they keep on making it for no reason, so that you can't get the apps unless you're on the latest version or close to it. You know, there's no reason for that. Like even Messenger now, apparently you can't even use Messenger unless you're on the latest version, but that's neither here nor there. It's just stupid reasons for doing things like that. But yeah, this phone is shit. It shouldn't be bending like this. The screen's popping out. It still works, but yeah, I thought I'd make a video on this because Apple's quality is definitely shit. So thanks. Peace out.